And some people won't shake hands. For instance, what's that comedian? He doesn't like to shake hands. He won't shake hands.
How we met.
Yeah, exactly. For that same reason. No, I'm not like that.
Yeah, well, try not to be. ¿Ya empezamos? ¿Tú me dices?
Ya.
¿Estamos corriendo?
Sí, pero...
Okay. Mi nombre es Carlos, yo y Moises. Continuamos con esta entrevista con el señor Breyfogle para artes9.com y Comic Mania. So, as I was saying, you were doing Batman, right? How did this whole start? Did you go to DC, send in your samples? How did you start drawing comic books professionally?
Well, I wanted to draw comics professionally since I was. Well, I first thought about doing it professionally when I was 9, and I first saw Neil Adams' work on Batman. But I was a big Batman fan because of the TV show, the Adam West TV show. I was very young, so I took it more seriously.
Yeah, me too.
Plus, I saw the comics, and Batman was just cool looking. He's like one of the coolest looking superheroes of all. So I latched onto it, and I was drawing Batman as far back as I can remember. I remember in kindergarten I couldn't conceive of his cowl. I couldn't conceptualize his cowl. I couldn't figure out how to draw it, so I gave him a domino mask, like Robin.
Oh, okay.
The rest of the costume was Batman.
Well, that was the original conception of the character as drawn by Bob Kane.
That's true.
You originally had...
I didn't know anything about that.
Oh, no, but it's kind of funny, great minds think alike.
Or lesser minds think alike. Because I was just a little kid.
Hey, I would never say that about you or Bob Kane. I'm saying that. So you started drawing Batman.
But anyway, I always liked to draw, and even in kindergarten, I felt like I was a little bit ahead of my peers in that department. I don't know why. I think maybe it's partly genetic, because my dad has drawing ability. But my mom and dad got divorced when I was 3, and he never really did anything with his drawing. But he did show me some drawings, and then he would visit us for a while after they got divorced. I remember him drawing Superman for us. I think that made a big impression on me. And anyway, I continued drawing, and I kind of excelled at it. And I always thought it was kind of too frivolous to base a career on. So I was interested in science, and I thought I would grow up to be an astronomer or a cosmologist or some kind of a scientist. I thought that would be more pertinent to helping humanity. But after a year of private art lessons that my mother took me to when I was 13 to 14 years old, I decided that I'm better at that than I am at science. So I decided I was going to be an artist. And so I went to college and studied art, painting. I was a painting and then an illustration major.
Okay.
And I was also always drawing, writing and drawing my own comics all along. And I started sending in samples to Marvel and DC. Shortly after college, I went to my first convention, which was the San Diego Con, and I attended the New Talent Showcase seminar, which was held by Sal Amendola, who's an editor at DC Comics. And he told me that I was going to show some of my artwork in the amateur show at San Diego, and he said, no, you should show it in the professional show. I go, but I'm not making a living off of this. And he goes, yeah, but your work's good enough, and besides, you got to think positive. So I entered the show, and I got second place behind Moises. Yeah, 1984.
That's crazy.
Anyway, that's when I first got my first jobs in comics on a national level. Actually, I did write and illustrate a comic book for my college, my local college, when I was in high school. And they printed 10,000 copies of it and distributed it around the nation. So that kind of counts. So I guess I was already a professional, but I didn't think of myself as such. Anyway,
that was the moment that you said, okay, I'm a professional now. I'm second place at Brandon Moises. I mean, you must have been just the happiest man in the world.
Well, I was pretty happy about that, but what really blew me away was when I got my first Batman gig.
Okay.
Because I had wanted to draw Batman all my life. But that's jumping the gun a little bit. First I drew Whisper for First Comics.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was my first time regular actual time. Yeah, that was 86 and 87. And so I was only working professionally for 2 years before my agent, Mike Friedrich from Star Reach Productions, showed my work to DC Comics. I'd actually already showed them my work many years before, sending giant packages of original paintings at one point, and I didn't get them back for a whole year. I thought I lost them. So I learned my lesson. Only send copies. I should have known that. I went to college.
But you got excited. It was DC, it was Marvel. You were young.
Exactly.
And that's when you got your first gig in Marvel at DC.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to cut right now. Sorry about this. Vamos a cortar ahorita regresamos con un poquito más del señor Breyfogle.